Weren't you just terrible at school?
I was dyslexic. I had no understanding of schoolwork whatsoever. I certainly would have failed IQ tests. And you know, it's one of the reasons I left school when I was 15 years old. And if I'm not interested in something, you know, you know, I don't grasp it. As somebody who's dyslexic, you also have some quite bizarre situations. I mean, for instance, and I've had to, you know, I've been running the largest group of private companies in Europe, but haven't been able to know the difference between net and gross. And so the board meetings have been fascinating. And so, you know, is that good news or bad news? And generally people would say, oh, well, that's bad news.
But just to clarify, the $25 billion is gross, right? That's gross.
Well, I hope it's net, actually, having finally... I've got it right.
No, trust me, it's gross.
No, when so when I turned 50, somebody took me outside the boardroom and said, "Look, Richard, you know, let me draw on a diagram. Here's a net in the sea, and the fish have been pulled from the sea into this net, and that's the profits you've got left over in this little net, and everything else is I finally worked it all out." So.
But I mean, at school, so as well as being, you know, doing pretty miserably academically, but you were also like the captain of the cricket and football team, so you were kind of you're a natural leader, and but just a bit of a, were you a rebel then, or how would you?
Yeah, I think I was a bit of a maverick, but I was fortunately good at sport, and so that at least I had something to excel at still.